Hey folks, it's Nate. Thanks for joining me once again as we look to the horizon. Coming in with another quick writing update vlog. I have been working on editing Burning Bright, and I'd say that is we have about 10% left to go in that. I had hoped to finish it last week, although that was pretty ambitious of me. But I had a lot of errands to run this weekend and whatnot for upcoming holidays. It is just before Thanksgiving. This will go up the day before Thanksgiving, in fact. And I had a lot to do to get ready for that. So, yeah, I will not be done with that as early as I had hoped, but I do hope to finish it over the couple of days off I have coming up this week. So, fingers crossed, we'll get that done. In the meantime, outlining for Fire and Gold continues to go pretty well. I have that outline pretty much done. It is not as detailed, I believe, as the typical outline I want to do, partly because the story is a little more straightforward. I think this one is going to blow up a little bit more as I work on it than some of the other stories I've written. More than something like, say, Burning Bright did, where each point in the outline I typically figure will be about 500 to 800 words. And I think in this particular story, points in the outline might wind up being more like 1,000 to maybe even 1,500. We'll see. So I think by the time it's done, we're looking at a story around 20,000 words, maybe a little less. We'll see how it works out. This is going to be a little bit shorter than other stuff I've written in the Roy Harper series. Partly, I think, just because I don't have as much to say here. Again, we'll see. These things can surprise you as you begin to work on them. You may find you want to be a little more wordy in a particular section, but I think this is going to be overall a bit of a shorter run for Roy, which is fine. It is a bit non-traditional. It's going to be depicted largely from the point of view of the antagonists again, and that makes for a difficult story to stretch out, especially when it becomes clear, as it hopefully will to the readers, that most of these characters are not going to survive the story, and they're not going to be ongoing characters that they have to know a lot about or get invested in. The goal is to have the loathing be the investment, right? So you want people to dislike a character to the point where they're just like, oh man, I can't wait till this guy's gone. And when they're finally brought to justice, then that's the catharsis, and you can't really do that over and over again. And I think that's one of the problems with the American comic book, especially this American superhero book. They're so obsessed with these recurring characters, and they try and hit the same emotional highs and emotional payoffs over and over again using similar or even the same characters, and it doesn't work as well time and time again. You want to see a new story arc. You want to see new character beats and new developments there. So, and you don't want to draw it out. So that's why I think this is overall going to be a shorter story. I'm setting up characters who are not going to be around for very long, and once they're gone, the audience really probably isn't going to want to see back. So, yeah, it's going to be a shorter story. I think somewhere around 20,000 words, not 2,000 words. That would be really short for a Roy Harper story. But yeah, somewhere around 20,000 words, I think, is where we're going to wind up. That's what I'm shooting for right now. So I've got that worked out. I've been going over my world notes for Everyone Wants to Laugh. That is an interesting experience, going over these notes that I haven't looked at in a couple of months. I know I have other story notes that I haven't touched in years, and I have occasionally gone through those and just really been weirded out by some of the ideas I had. And I had that experience in miniature looking through the notes for Everyone Wants to Laugh. I'm just like, are they actually going to do something with that? Or is it just a weird idea that came to me as I was putting together these setting notes? And you never know how to deal with those. They can be really useful. They can give you the tools you need to solve a story later on. And I've had that happen, in my first draft. I start to get to the end and I'm like, I don't know what to do here. And then I realize, I gave myself a tool to fix this earlier, and I just hadn't realized that that's what I needed to use it for. You usually need to do a fair amount of redrafting once you come to that realization, not significant redrafting, but a fair amount of going back and working in additional setup for that. This isn't really a structural issue so much as it is interior decor, maybe. Just to keep the story a little more consistent and manage expectations a little bit better. Expectations are a very important part of writing, actually. Brandon Sanderson has a good lecture on that. I'm not going to rehash it here. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I think once I start working on the body of Fire and Gold, I may actually start outlining Everyone Wants to Laugh as well, as my additional iron in the fire, so to speak. We'll see how much all of that bookkeeping behind the scenes work for Burning Bright takes up. Like I said, I haven't actually gone through that part of the process before, so I'm going to have to gauge how big of a commitment it is for me. So yeah, that's my plans as they stand right now, going into this big holiday week. Hopefully you enjoyed that holiday and you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, let me know what you're planning to do for Thanksgiving this year. There's a like button and a subscribe button down below. You can use those as you see fit, and I'll talk to you later.